What is going on, everybody? Welcome to FSD supervised version 13.2. And we're starting off with something really special here. I did drive out to get this drive started in downtown, but here's something I haven't tried yet. FSD drove me here, 0 interventions. I did record it. I'll probably just post that video to Twitter or X. And it parked itself in this parking spot. Now it's offering me the ability, one of the new abilities with version 13, is to start FSD out of park. So the car's parked. In the past, we've had to put the car into reverse or drive, kind of get it positioned, and then turn it on. Now the car is in park, and I can enable FSD from park, and the car will unpark itself. So let's do that. I hold that little button on the screen. It is now reversing. So FSD, it looks like, finally has the ability to reverse. Here we go. So I have done nothing on this drive besides put in my destinations. The car has to know where you want to go. And then I confirmed I'm ready, and here we go. FSD in reverse. It now shifts into drive and is taking off here. Really awesome to see that. So we're in downtown Fenton, Michigan for a first look at FSD version 13. Here's the release notes. There's a lot to be improved here. There are still things to come that are not in the software yet. But as you can see, coming out of park, and the car can go into park, which you'll see in a little bit in this video, and also being able to reverse are two huge additions to the software that we needed that will allow true 0 intervention A to B drives that you're hopefully going to see here. So my first drive was really good. It did everything like I said. It did make a mistake though, in that we passed a 35 mile per hour speed limit sign coming from a 45, and it didn't really slow down. It slowed down to about 41-ish miles per hour and then sped back up to about 43 miles per hour. Oh, okay. This is our first destination, so I should have taken that out. It's basically parking us here. So that's kind of my bad. I'm going to get us started here. Oh, okay. I didn't touch anything. So that's my bad. I should have taken that destination out. Sorry about that. But FSD still handled it well, even though the human goofed on that one. So we're going to let it drive us around down here and see what we can do. So what's really interesting about FSD version 13 is this is the same software, supposedly, that was being run on the Robotaxis at the Tesla Robotaxi event, where I rode in a Model Y in the back seat with nobody in the driver's seat. They also had the dedicated RoboCab there. And that was apparently running version 13, which is now ready at least for early access. I will say in my initial impressions, it seems very safe and capable, way better than version 12, and Tesla should send it out to everyone immediately. I'll throw that out there. But yeah, just kidding around. I will also throw out there, so I don't got to do the little roll. Check out Joa. Use my link down below. Save 5% on Joa products and make some great stuff. Here's a blinking yellow for you. Handled beautifully. In my experience, blinking yellows have been handled beautifully for quite a while. Most of version 12. But I've had some comments already, people asking me, oh, check out blinking yellows. So there's one for you. We might get a couple more in to make sure they're actually working. But yeah, what's really exciting about this software, okay, where's this first? Okay, I don't really want to, let's see what happens. I don't really want to stop at this destination. I don't even know what I put in here. But we'll see what the car does with these weird destinations and if it needs any help. So this will be our first spot where we're going to stop and park. It looked like it was actually going to park at that last spot we went to, but it was going to like parallel park on the road, and I got that destination out of there. So it's going to turn into this parking lot here. And as you can see, it's also snowing, so I have no idea what it's going to do here. I don't see any parking lines. I don't know if it searches for parking spots or really how it works. So let's just see what it decides to do here. So we're pulling around version 13.2. And yeah, looks like it's searching. There are some parking spots up there, but from this angle, I'm not sure you'd really be able to park in those. So it looks like it's kind of searching for where to park. So maybe it's going to try to go around again. We're just playing around because it's so new. Yep, so it's going to go do another trip around and try to find somewhere to park. That is pretty funny. That is pretty funny. So let's see here. It's going to go back in there. Let's see if it picks a different spot to park. Otherwise, I'm going to change the destination and move on to the next one. Let it park somewhere else. Nice. I already found an infinite loop in FSD. So I would park right up against this building to the left right here. I don't think those are technically parking spots. All right, let's get this out of here. Hold on, I'm waiting to see what it does. So it just parks right here, right in the middle of the parking lot. I guess since it still supervised, that's something. And now that we have this thing where we can just start from here, I should be able to just re-enable it. It looks like it's not ready. Navigation destination required. That is in. Let me just tap the brake to kind of wake it up. Sorry, I don't want to skip really any of this for you because this is all new to us. It does have the destination in there. Let me edit this trip and just hit done. Let it load that, and there we go. So just a little confusion there with it continuing the route. So I did have to edit the trip and restart it, and then it was able to continue here. So again, all I did was press that button. It put itself into drive, which is one of the new abilities here. The other things that the release notes said that I was really interested in, number one was better camera cleaning, which of course the only cameras that can clean themselves are the ones up here with the windshield wipers. I have not found that to be a problem in a very long time. Ever since that ability was added a long time ago, it seems to clean them fine. The other cameras, of course, are the ones that really need it, especially the rear camera. Actually, my auto park wouldn't work earlier today because the rear camera was blocked by snow. So, but it can't clean itself. And then the other one, really there's two. So it seems that they're now using the full ability of the Hardware 4 or AI 4 cameras that can see, you know, in full frames per second, full resolution and everything, or 36 frames per second, full resolution. And the other one is reduced latency. I forget exactly how they worded it, but basically better reaction time out of the software. And I have already noticed that. One of the places where I really noticed it was coming up to a stop sign. You know, humans don't fully stop. So the person in front of us kind of did their slow stop thing where they didn't actually stop, they just slowed down. FSD slows down behind them. And as soon as they started moving forward, FSD, like faster than I realized it, started moving forward to the stop sign because they were getting out of the way to make its complete stop. FSD did make its complete stop and then continue rolling. So just its reaction time to that other car moving out of our way was, in that one instance, I'll say, was superhuman because it started moving before I knew kind of what was happening. Is that going to happen every time? I don't know. But I found in the past with version 12 and all the previous versions, my reaction time is pretty much always better than FSD. I'm sure you've noticed if you sit at a red light and you wait for the green, you can pretty much always hit the accelerator if you're really focused on it before FSD will start to move on a green light. Now that may be some safety features to make sure nobody's blowing through the red and all that. But it seems that in older versions, reaction time was kind of and hopefully in this one, we're going to see that it's better. So we get our green. It almost feels like FSD is looking at the other lights because when the other lights turned like yellow and then red, I don't know how the audio is going to be in this video, but I could hear the brake, maybe you could hear it, releasing. I could hear the brake releasing from FSD like it was ready to go while we still had a red. And then it very quickly reacted to that green. Perfect movement through this roundabout. And then again, we're going to go into this restaurant here and see if it'll park us. So this one, it should have a better ability here to park. Very natural moving through here. It's exactly the way to kind of turn in here. Now it basically just needs to look for a parking spot. So that's, nope, that's a sidewalk. Nope. There we go. Oh, and you still can't report at your destination. So that was something else I want to talk about. So that's a sidewalk right there. So we can't drive up there. Let's see if I turn this back on here. If it'll find us a parking spot really quick. Let me get it moving here. There we go. So I've let off of it now. So if this software, you know, version 13, as Tesla says, unless I'm really, you know, messing with it and trying to find crazy stuff, it should be very hard for me to find places to disengage. If it's getting to the point of like a real Robotaxi where it can drive all these miles with zero interventions because it's so safe, it should get to the point where something like that, like driving towards the sidewalk and I have to hit the brake, is really hard for me to kind of see. So we are wandering around the parking lot now. It's still looking for a parking spot. Over there looks good. No, you don't like that one? Okay. A little text on the screen would be cool to kind of know what it was doing because I don't fully understand what it's doing here. I assume it's looking for a parking spot, but we just passed several, so I'm not sure. There you go. So it just parked right here. Again, not really an appropriate parking spot. What a bummer. My first drive, it did it pretty much perfectly, but now it's doing it kind of goofy. So let me just do this thing where I edit, done, and then we'll just start it right from here. We're not in anybody's way, so no biggie. So we'll hold this button, press and hold, and now FSD is active. Then it puts the car into drive, and we'll see how it gets out of here. I'm not sure if you can, I've never been back here, so I don't know if we can go that way or not. But it looks like FSD is going to give it a shot. Seems like plenty of room. I don't see why not. A little close to that red car. Yeah, right. You agree with me. Woo. Oh, buddy, that was tight. Did make it through, though. It's being very, very cautious. It did make it through there. Oh, and it's a dead end. So let's see. Can you turn around? Here we go. Great test here. So pull up to the building. Come on. I know you can put it in reverse, so do it now. We know you can go in reverse, so do it now. Ah, man. We saw it go in reverse before, so why wouldn't it do it here? So no reverse at the dead end. That is unfortunate. Hopefully that'll pop up soon. What if I... Yeah, so that just disables autopilot here. Ah, well. That would have been a great time for reverse there. All right, let's see if it can make it back through that tight spot. That was really close, but it made it. Oof, this looks even worse from this direction. So it's going real slow. I love the speed. Oh, too close. Oh, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. It did make it through the first time, but I just don't. It's too close for me. So there you go. We'll leave it on here. It should be able to escape from this parking lot and take us to our next destination. Okay, so we need to turn left here, but we got to get around the center divider, which looks like the car is doing that perfectly. All right, that was really nice exit from the parking lot. Yeah, we got plenty of time to move through that roundabout as long as we're not too sluggish, which we were not. Very nice. So now that we're on the road, handling well. So you can see here we're in the standard profile. We now also have profiles everywhere on all roads, which is great. But here we're going way too fast. We're going 35 and a 25. Now, for the video, I don't really want to intervene because we're just seeing what the car will do. But I'm going to show you what you can do with these profiles because I know that's a big complaint for people. So you can see when I lower that in the top left, it shows me the max speed. And so now I can set that max speed to the speed limit, or maybe I could set it, to 27 and let the car go a couple miles per hour over the speed limit. But it is essentially fixed, quote unquote. It's not fixed in that the car still will make mistakes and speed far too much, in my opinion. But it's fixed in the sense that now we at least have control over it. That works really well while still being able to keep the auto set speed enabled. So we're approaching this last destination here. This is a nice big parking lot. I did this on purpose because I kind of want to see what version 13 will do in this big, huge parking lot in terms of finding a parking spot now that it can park itself. I didn't know what was going to happen with the snow because if the ground's covered in snow, obviously, you just kind of guess is what you do if you can't see the lines. But what's the robot going to do? But I can definitely see the parking lines here. So it looks like it's first going to take us up to the door, which again, if you think in Robotaxi terms, again, I think that's still really far away, but let's just play with it. If you think in Robotaxi terms, it's going to go to the front door, the people are going to get out, and then it's either going to go park or more likely it's going to go pick someone else up. So this whole parking thing's kind of doesn't make sense Robotaxi wise. Nice job going around that pickup. Look for pedestrians here. Nobody's there. So at this point, wow. And then it pulls over up to the front of the store and then don't park here. That's not what we want. Let's see here. So there's a no parking fire lane sign. So it should continue. So autopilot navigation complete, and it does park here. That's not what we want to see. So we want it to go find a parking spot. So that's pretty interesting. And now that button is enabled. I don't even know what my next destination is. I thought that was my last one. Oh, we're going back into into downtown. So there we go. From that parking spot, I'm able to just tell it to continue here. And again, it'll have to find its way to the parking lot. So a little disappointed in seeing that it just parks. On the one hand, I get it because it's going where I told it. It went exactly to that pin. But I kind of thought it would have the smarts in there to be like, okay, we're at the destination in a parking lot. Let's go find a parking spot and park. So the first drive I did, that's just, I guess, by accident. The pin was close to a parking spot, and so it pulled into the parking spot and parked. Whereas here, the pin is at the front door. So I went up to the front door and parked. Now we're driving through parking spots, which is an interesting choice. It's wrong. I don't know if it's technically illegal. There you go. There you go. Now it's seeing those and going around. Not really supposed to drive through those, but I'll throw it out there for people that want to fight me on everything. In the middle of the night when nobody's there, it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of weird. So ignoring that stop sign, which is good. That's a not legal stop sign. And then we have a big fat unprotected left here, and of course there's no cars. Sorry y'all, I came out here immediately. There will be more drives in the future in much harder circumstances to really challenge this thing. But we had to get this first look in. Moment of truth here. Can FSD see the police yet? There are mentions in the release notes about hearing sirens and that coming in the future, but unfortunately, no message, no visual of police. It did show the people over there, which was nice, but again, unfortunately, no police added to the visualizations quite yet. Nice job ignoring that yellow. We'll probably get this next one, which I probably would have stopped for. That was real debatable. That's a tough one. I think I would have stopped for it mostly because I knew it was coming, but I don't know. I don't hate it either. All right, so coming up to this three-way stop, I want to change our route really quick because I want to do that, and we're going to be about done here soon. I want to get home and edit this. Make our complete stop. It's obviously our turn. Sometimes complete stops confuse the humans, and it didn't that time. Very nice. It immediately pulls out of that complete stop to not further confuse them. And there you go. So that was very nice. Now I'm going to end this trip. Whatever it does, I don't care. I'm just going to do one feeling lucky here for you. I just want to see, wow, 4 miles away. I don't want to go quite that far. Well, whatever. All right, we'll put that in. Oh, no, that's too far. That's way too far. Oh, that's way too far. Let me just go towards my home. I don't know where we're going to go. Oh, pay attention. So we still have to pay attention to the road. That's good. I haven't seen that yet. There you go. Add that in there. And we will, hold on, I'm going to take over here only because there's another harder left turn right here. So that's not counted as a disengagement here. There you go. More of like almost a U-turn, not quite situation. We got a snow-covered left turning lane in the middle here. FSD very confidently moves through here. We're going to turn all the way around. Handled perfectly, even with the snow on the road. And here you go. Here's a nice snow-covered road to kind of finish it up. So as we kind of wrap this up, let me just say it feels really good. So here's kind of my thoughts. We're still going to find mistakes, as you can see in here. I found, I would say, 2 mistakes at least in this drive. So an individual is still finding mistakes. So we got a long way to go in terms of like Robotaxi amount of miles per intervention. Smoothness and is off the charts. It feels amazing. And I've talked about that a lot, and it's like, okay, you always say that, but it can keep improving. So, you know, if version 10 smoothness was here, and version 12 smoothness was here, and I'm like, wow, that was huge improvement, and then version 13 smoothness is here, it's another improvement. It's been perfectly smooth the whole time for this day. All of my driving 100% so far. The other thing I'll say, hesitation is also reduced significantly. That was a big theme with version 12 is we weren't getting a lot of hesitation and waiting around and blah, 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 doing all this kind of waiting and not going. And the intersection's clear. What are you waiting for? That also feels really good. And I think a lot of that has to do with the lack of, I'm just going to take this out of here, the lack of latency now. It does seem like things are responding faster. We'll see this more, I think, in downtown when there's a lot of pedestrians and stuff walking around. So make sure you check out that video coming up soon. But the little bit I experienced it tonight was quite amazing. So overall, that was a really nice drive. I hope you enjoyed it. I will talk to you down in the comments, and you will see me in FSD version 13 in the next video.